Hey everybody, what we're going to be tying today is a Henryville Special. It's a fly that was developed in Pennsylvania many years ago, and it's a dry fly and it fishes really well in the small streams of Appalachia. So let's get busy. Alright, materials are Umpqua U001 dry fly hook. You can use any dry fly hook your preference. Okay, we're going to use for dubbing, we're going to use muskrat dubbing, olive, dyed olive. Okay. We're going to be using a grizzly hackle. Also, we're going to be using a brown. Both of these are dry fly hackles. Okay. And for the wing, we'll be using a mallard feather, a wing feather. Okay. And this is sprayed with fixative, which is a commercial product. You can buy it at any art store or craft store. It's made by Krylon, and you just spray it on the feather and stiffens up the barbules. For the underwing, we'll be using a mallard flank feather, which we'll trim down. Okay, well, let's get busy here. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is going to put the thread on our hook. Now, I forgot to mention, but the thread is uni 6/0 thread. Okay, black, color black. So put this on, start this, trim this up, okay, and we're going to go back to the barb of the hook, okay, right about here. At this stage, what we're going to do is we're going to take our dry fly hackle, our grizzly hackle. I'm going to trim a little bit off the stem of this thing. I'm going to tie this in, and we're going to tie this in with the concave or the curved side down facing the hook. Okay. I'm just going to, next thing we're going to do is we're going to build up the body with thread. Just keep wrapping that till you get a little more body there, because this is going to end up helping your fly look better. The underbody always leads to what's on the outside, what you can see. So just carefully increase the size of that. Okay. Just keep working until you get what you want. Some nice even wraps there. We come back to the back. Okay. Now this fly is going to be a caddis imitation or a hopper imitation, so you're going to want more of a, not as much of a taper body as you would with the mayfly. Okay, so we just do this. Get back here. Next step, I'm going to put a little dubbing wax on here. Help hold my dubbing on. Okay. Get out our dubbing. Now this dubbing is real fine, so you can afford to put a little bit more on the thread and it won't build up and hurt you as bad as some dubbing does. I'm just going to touch dub that. It's a little heavy right there. Okay, here we go. Now, what we're going to do is going to kind of get that wrapped around the thread. Nice. There we go. Okay. Now, let's do our body. Just wrap like this. Okay. Need just a tad more, so let's just add a little bit more dubbing on. Okay. Almost. Okay, there we go. Okay. We'll pack that down with our finger. Okay, now we're 2/3 of the way up. 2/3 of the way up the hook, more or less. Now, let's wrap the hackle. Okay, we're going to wrap the first around like this, and then we're going to let our rotary vise do its thing. If you don't have a rotary vise, it's no big deal. Just wrap it like you would normally, right, with your hands. There we go, perfect. Now, just tie this down like this. Now you notice when I'm doing this I'm holding this feather out just a little bit, and I'm coming between the barbs and this. So this allows us not to crimp down the barbs on the hook already. I'm going to take the scissors, just trim this bad boy down. Okay, now got that nicely wrapped. And what we're going to do next is make, after we trim this little thing up here, we're going to make a little room for our wings. Okay, and what I'm doing is just holding the scissors up at an angle and snipping right there, and that puts a little V into the feather so we can put our wings in. Now we're going to tie an underwing here. The underwing is this mallard flank feather, and it's way too much. But so what we're going to do is just going to take and we're going to strip a good bit of this off. And get to this, that's still way too much. So we're going to just keep stripping until we get what we want. Let's see, we're getting there. Just a tiny bit more. Okay, now that'll work. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this so it goes to the bend of the hook. Now the true wing is going to go longer, but this is just an underwing, so it's not going to go quite as long. So what we're going to do, we're going to put it right like this, just hold it with thumb and index finger of our right hand, and come and just pinch it like this, and wrap over. I'll tell you what, let's just trim this little baby off. There we go. Get out of our way. Now it's going to want to roll on. You just do one wrap and just move it back. Okay, and then you can tighten down on it. And what that's going to do is just going to get that baby tucked in. So let's trim that. Okay, and we'll just come back like this. Now it's time for our true wing, and like I said, what we're going to use is a mallard wing feather. And how you do this is you take about what you need, and it's just going to take doing a few of them, but you take this and you just make a little like this, pull that out. Then you're going to take your scissors and snip. Okay, just like that. Alright, what you're going to come up with is a tip right here, and then this right here, which is at an angle. And what you're going to want to do is just square that up with your scissors. Okay, now you're going to take the dull side and face it towards the hook. You're just going to put it over like this, and you're going to take your thumb and forefinger and just kind of grab it just like that, and then switch to your other hand, and you get it with the thread. Okay, voila, how about that? Okay, next step is basically just to build up a little bit of a body with your thread until you get to a conical type section just like that. Alright, now we're going to add the other hackle, the brown hackle. And there again, we're just going to strip a little bit off. We're going to take the concave side, which is the shiny side, we're going to face it towards the hook, or excuse me, the non-shiny side towards the hook. Okay, the concave side, and it's going to tie that down just like that. Alright, trim that off. Okay, come right here. Now I'm going to wrap this. Whoa, it broke on us. Not a big deal. We'll just come back, do it again. These little stems sometimes get a little fragile. Try this again. Okay. Take and trim this stem. going to take a wrap like this. Alright, and it broke again, so we'll try it again. Third time's a charm, alright? We got the mojo working this time, guys. Okay. Alright. Well, maybe not. Okay. Alright, well, we'll try another hackle then. Okay. Let's try this one. We'll just deconstruct and go back. There we go. Now we're cooking. Well, everything goes perfectly the first time, or apparently the second or third time, either one. So let's try this again. The only way I know to avoid doing this is just not to tie flies. So we'll do it again until we get it right. We got something good going here. We'll just keep at it. Yeah, trim that off. Okay. Alright, here we go. Now we're cooking. Alright. And we'll wrap this 2 or 3 or 4 times. Just enough to get some bush here. Okay, there we go. We're going to tie this on. Tie it a couple times and you're good, I think. Give it one extra here. Trim the hackle. Alright, now we're ready to whip finish. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep tension on this and we're going to just get our whip finish ready. Going to pull these fibers back with our finger. Wrap 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay. Alright. Now, the last thing we're going to do is to trim the tail. Okay, now you want a tinted tail, and it's going to be longer than the hook. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim it right back, like this. Okay, and then you're going to trim it again, like that way. Okay, and that's going to give you a tinted tail. So there it is, a thing of beauty, the Henryville Special. Enjoy.